I'm not gonna waste any time. Let's get right into my top 10 accessories for the X100VI. This is a red X hot shoe cover. I have this for all of my Fujifilm cameras, my X-H2S, my X-H2, and obviously the X100VI. It's one of my favorite little accent pieces, and I just think it looks really good on the camera. Next, we'll talk about filters. My favorite image altering filter is the Tiffin Glimmer Glass 1. If you want to see what I shot with this filter, you can look at this video here where I shot portraits with the X100VI for the first time using this filter. But you can't use the filters without an adapter. So my adapter of choice is from this brand. I've watched many videos of people pronouncing it many ways and I don't know which one's right. So it's from this brand, and the listing is actually for a lens hood, but you get the best of both worlds because it comes with its own adapter. I actually never thought that I would be someone that uses a lens hood because I pretty much never do, but one thing I don't like is I don't like using a UV filter. If you want a UV filter, I would recommend going with the B&W brand. They're a little bit more expensive, but they use really good glass. If I'm ever not using the Glimmer Glass, I always have the lens hood on because I don't like using a UV filter. I just like limiting how much glass I have in front of this lens since it is the same lens from the X100V. It's a great lens, but I try not to put too much glass in front of it unless it's something like a Glimmer Glass. And the great thing about this lens hood is that you can put filters underneath it as long as you put them on first, and then just put your lens hood over top of it. So it really eliminates a lot of the hassle between taking things off, putting back on, or only having to choose one. Also, the native Fuji cap does fit on this lens cap. Sometimes if you press it all the way on, it'll lean a little bit, if you can see that. But unless I have this in a bag, I'm usually not using the lens cap at all, but just know that you do have that option. And speaking of bags, we're gonna need something to carry this in when it needs to be protected. So right now I'm using this hard case from Tasco that I thrifted from Goodwill. It had its own straps, but I cut those off so that I could use my own, but we'll get into that a little bit later. It's just one pocket. I do have to take off my lens hood and the adapter in order to fit it in here, but that's really not a problem for me because I'm only using this when I absolutely need to. Otherwise, this is on a strap. Now let's talk about straps. It's come to my attention that a lot of you guys are still buying straps from brands, which is cool, but I get asked about my straps all the time. And my straps are purse straps from Goodwill. The strap in the GFX video, the amount of questions I got about where's the strap from, what brand is this strap, I got it for $2. You have to buy the purse, but then you just throw away the purse and keep the strap. But I have found so many great straps at Goodwill or other thrift stores. Some of them one of a kind, some of them really unique looking, and you can't beat the prices. So if you haven't tried that, definitely do so. You know, just in case there are a few of you still doubting the power of a thrift store, let's go see just how easy it is to find a strap. But not before we take a look at our sponsor, Flexispot. To be honest, I've been sent lenses, I've been sent lights, but this desk has been the most beneficial thing for me so far. As a person that has always enjoyed being active, going to the gym, always moving in some type of way, it's always been hard for me to sit for long periods of time. I remember I used to edit at the kitchen counter just so I could have a place to stand and work. So this desk is far more than anyone could ask for in a standing desk. It's extremely solid, and something about the desk just makes you excited to work on it, excited to use it. I found myself getting more creative with it. The flat lay that you saw as the thumbnail and also at the beginning of the video, it was so easy to do that because this goes to as low as 2 feet. It also goes to a couple inches over 4 feet. I don't know what I'm going to use that for, but we have options and we can set 4 of those options as presets. What more can you ask for? And for one more fun fact, I put this entire desk together with this. So we have finally arrived at Goodwill. I'm shooting classic chrome on the X100VI, but hopefully this will be an easy one-stop shop for finding a camera strap, and I only have to go to this one Goodwill. All right, so typically what I'm looking for, oh my gosh, did we find a perfect one already? So this is pretty similar to what I'll look for. I'll look for these little clamps here, something small and not huge at all. This is a thin strap, which is what I prefer. $4.99. You can't beat that. Here's another one, same type of hook system. It's thin, it's soft, it's adjustable. We got a long blue one, same type of clamps. It's a little bit thicker there, but that's a perfect camera strap. Here's another one, gray, same thing, good gray color. Look at this, another one, same clamps, adjustable. This one's got a little more texture to it. Another one, This is probably my favorite because the clamp size, small clamps. Here's another one, white clamps. This one is not adjustable, but if you like that, there it is, $4.99. So we just walked into Goodwill and found 6 or 7 straps immediately for $5 a piece, which if you add all that up, it's probably the same price as like a Peak Design strap brand new. And obviously there's a quality difference, and I do have one Peak Design strap that's like much thicker for like heavier cameras, but $5 a piece for a camera strap, especially for something like the X100VI or something smaller, that's a no-brainer. This is one I found at Goodwill. This is one of my favorites. It's probably the most out there one that I have. A lot of designs, a lot of color. A thicker red one. This is super nice. This is the one I use the most. Wow. This is the one I use the most. It's just a black pleather purse strap, and it's worked perfectly. That's a no-brainer. Go to Goodwill or any thrift store, get yourself a purse strap, and a lot of people will be asking you where you got it, and you won't be able to tell them, hey, you can get this exact one at this exact place because you thrifted it. So go to Goodwill. All right, now getting back to the show, we have what most of y'all are probably waiting for, the half case. This is by far the best half case that I have ever had. I've used the Garrett's half case, I've used Fujifilm half cases, a couple other like miscellaneous brands, but this one is by far the nicest half case that I have used. I don't even know where to start when I think about how much I love this half case. It's very sleek and very form-fitting. The leather matches very nicely, but it also covers mostly the entire front so that this becomes the new texture on the front. It adds the perfect amount of room for your pinky. If you've been using this without a half case, then you know that your pinky kind of hangs off, but this really makes it feel whole. I also like how consistent the stitching is with the rest of the half case. It's not gray, it's not light black, it's black. Oh, also screen protectors. A lot of them are the same, but I'll put the one that I have in the Amazon list that's in the description. I'm saving my ultimate favorite for last, but for now we'll go into my shutter button. I used to use a plain gold shutter button, but I've recently moved to this decorative flower. It's not as big as most shutter buttons, which I enjoy. Plus it just adds a little bit of character. So as you can see, I'm all about the little accents to an all black camera. Next we have a 3.5 to 2.5 millimeter cord. A lot of people suggest the adapters, but I like going directly from camera to my receiver or my microphone, and I usually use a Rode Wireless Go or a Rode Video Micro, so I prefer to go straight from camera into my receiver or my microphone, and these came in a pack of 2, so those are perfect. Next is kind of a no-brainer, but we have a dual charger. This one is the Pro Cube. I would probably suggest downsizing. This one is a little big. It might charge a little faster, but probably not by much. So I will also probably be downsizing to something that's more flat. We are almost at the end, but next we have a Instax Mini 2 printer. This is something that I got at a Christmas party during White Elephant. If you don't know what that is, basically it means it was free. But I have really enjoyed printing my pictures. I'm printing pictures for other people. You can print from your camera, you can print from your phone. The film comes in packs of 10 for about $15 if I'm remembering correctly, but if you are not printing your photos, I would definitely recommend trying it, whether it's from here or from just an outside service, but it can also provide some really special memories for people, and that's something I've enjoyed partaking in. All right, so for the last accessory, this has been a game changer for me. This is something that I was looking for a very long time. They don't have this on Amazon anymore. I'm not sure why, but I know that you can find it on B&H or Adorama, or if you can find somebody else selling one, I would definitely recommend it. And what I'm recommending to you is the Peak Design Mini Clutch. I'm not a huge fan of neck straps because depending on what length they have it at, getting a certain type of shot quickly can be a little bit cumbersome depending on what length it's at. So most of the time I prefer to carry my camera like a briefcase. This is a game changer accessory. It comes with its own screwdriver, which is cool because it does cover the battery door on the X100VI, but when you loosen it, you can just slide it to the side in order to open the battery door instead of having to take it all the way off. And I'll add in one bonus accessory. So the triangle split rings that they have on all their cameras, I actually don't like those. I prefer something a little bit smaller. And so what I did is I went to Walmart and found some circle split rings that are way smaller. They have brass, they have black, they have silver, and they come in like a pack of 100 for like $3. And so I got those, and they're a lot less noisy. They're still as strong, but it just takes up a lot less space on your camera. It's less noticeable as well. So those are my top 10 accessories for the X100VI. I hope you guys saw something different from other videos and hopefully something that you like. There are links for the entire list in the description. Go there, find that stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one.